And what, may I ask, do you have there, dear sister? No, it's not nothing. Take your hand from behind your back and let me see. Open your palm. Why, it's a darling little man. Now, you do know the rule, don't you? No more pets. I've lost count of the amount of jars and dead things in them. I do not want another, especially not this human man. Yes, I know it's not against the law, but it is frowned upon. By me and plenty of others. Now, why don't you pop him back on the ground, where he belongs? What? You think you broke his arm? And therefore, we have to take him home. You're going to nurse him back to health, are you? Goodness sake. Well, show me. Bring him close to me, let me see. It's okay, little one. Can you move your arm? Can you move it? Can you lift it? Do you understand English? Good. You can't lift it. Dearest sister, Bronwen, how did you manage that? Yes, your big sausage fingers again. Give it to me. I said, pass the little thing to me. Now, dear man, I must apologise so much for my sister's clumsiness and incompetence around wild things. Yes, are you not a wild thing that inhabits this forest? Well, you're like a bug, maybe, no? Well, I know you're human, but that's just another species of bug, isn't it? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The fact is that my dear sister, Bronwen here, has caused you some injury, and I am beholden to nurse you back to health. And when you are fully fixed, your wing arm thing, I will let you go back into the forest. Yes, that's good of me, isn't it? I promise from this moment forward, nothing else shall befall you. And stop your whining, Bronwen. You really are too much. And yes, I must agree, you do look in considerable pain. I'm so sorry. I do apologise. For my dear sister. She is young and, well, if I'm honest, a few sandwiches short of a picnic, if you know what I mean. Let's say nothing more. Bronwen, dear, give me the ribbon from your hair. I said give it to me. I've got to make the poor creature a splint of some kind. Something to wrap around that arm. Yes. Thank you. Now, try to be really still. This may hurt. If you could lift your hand up across your chest, as if you're reaching for your shoulder. Oh, yes. That's right. I'm going to wrap this ribbon around you. I'll be as gentle as possible. Such a tiny creature with such tiny, teeny bones. There. Oh, there we go. Now, that should keep you safe for the journey back to our abode, which, luckily for you, is not too far. I'm going to pop you on my shoulder, with your good arm twisted around my hair. There you go. Twist it around good. We don't want you falling down to your death, do we? Yes, I guess it is a good view from up here, though I usually pay no mind. Maybe one day I'll crouch down low and see what your view is of the world, though I don't fancy that much. So, may I ask, as we're travelling together, what brings you to my part of the forest? I don't see many of your species of bug around very often. In fact, the last time was... Oh, well, it was a rainy day, and I don't know if you've ever done it, but... And you walk outside and you hear that crunch, and you look down and there's a poor squashed snail, shell all cracked. Yes, well, no, unfortunately it wasn't a snail. I still hear the crunch of those bones. Oh, I'm sorry to distress you. Now, hold on tight. We're going to cross the brook, and the stones underneath are very slippery. I have great balance, but you never know. And as to the poor creature that I inadvertently and accidentally, may I add, sent to an early grave, I did just that. I made them a little grave and marked it. Maybe I'll show it to you, and you may want to go and pay your respects. Maybe you knew them. I don't know how many there are of you, but... Oh, quite a few are there. We don't see them around here because... Well, I guess this forest is vast and you are tiny. Do you see many of us? You don't? No, my sister and I don't either. It's been a long time since we've seen any of our kind. We are rare beasts, maybe. I'm not sure. We don't venture out of the forest much. Well, okay, never. Not since Uncle Silas died. Keep up, Bronwen. She does love to play in the brook. Come on, we need to be home before nightfall. You do talk a lot, don't you? Ah, inquisitive. I quite like that. Questions give you knowledge. How are you doing there? I must say too, you're tickling my ear with your hot breath so close to it. Like the thoughts in my head. Maybe you could be. Do you have any wisdom to impart to me, little bug? Maybe you do. Oh, not far. An hour or so. Hidden deep in the depths of this forest. Ah, isn't this an adventure? And I must admit, I'm quite glad of some different company. A different mind to talk to. Bronwen is, well, a simple girl. And yes, I have to look after her. Mother? No, I don't remember any such thing. Just, it's always been me and Bronwen and Uncle Silas. Maybe you will tell me of where you live, who you have as a family. Are you a tree dweller, or do you live underground? I would say you live above ground, as your eyesight seems, well, quite keen. And I would think living in trees would be, well, a little safer for you. Oh, interesting. Your whole village lives in a hollowed out tree. Now that I would love to see. But it cannot be that safe. There are so many creatures that can climb trees. I'm sure you can all look after yourselves. But maybe one day you would show me. I guess you would be wary. Ah, wait. I see something. I'll pick a few. This is the boswellia. It would help with the pain. Here, take a small leaf and chew on it. It won't numb it completely, but it would definitely help. Though the effects are better when it's dried. That is something dear Uncle Silas left us with. An appreciation and a knowledge of all the plants, the flora and fauna, as it were, for healing, and, well, maybe a little magic, even. Ah, you don't believe in magic? What kind of creature of this forest does not believe in magic? Just look around you. isn't everything magic? These huge pine trees, the scent of these flowers, the light breeze on your face, the sun gently dabbling through the leaves. Is it not magic? Ah, you see this fallen log? It marks the halfway point. We'll soon be home. We will soon have a nice warm fire and some food. And I can make you, hopefully, more comfortable. I will find you something you can sleep in. A box. Maybe my sewing basket. That would do. Minus the pins, of course. We wouldn't want you to, well, injure yourself any further. And plus, I wouldn't want to give you any weapons. I don't much like being jabbed with needles. I see you perfected that innocent look, though I think that the first chance you get, you will try and escape. Not that you're a prisoner. You are not. Maybe you are our guest. I think that's what it is. A guest who needs some help. Because of your arm, that is. You couldn't make it very far with a broken wing, could you? Ah, here's home. Just as we left it. Do you like? It's a beautiful sunny clearing. And yes, it's not a large building, but it's quaint and very comfortable. Plenty of room for me and my sister. And enormous for you, I'm sure. As you can see, we have a well, a very good vegetable patch, chickens, and 2 goats. Where did they come from? Well, Uncle Silas got them for us. He always provided us with whatever we needed. Sadly. Well, he didn't die exactly. He just, disappeared one day. About a year ago. Of course, we hunted high and low. Maybe he fell down a sinkhole or something. No need to worry about it now. Well, let me think. The last place I saw Uncle Silas was going into the cave. We have an actual spring there. No, it doesn't lead anywhere. There's nowhere to get lost. And I must tell you, the spring has the most cool and fortifying water ever. It's one of Uncle Silas's rules. We must all drink a glass a day of the spring water. Come rain or shine. He was very firm about that. And we do. Every morning. Yes, the well is closer, but he did insist. He said it had healing properties, and I think he's right. Neither I or Bronwen have ever had a day's illness in our lives. Neither did Uncle Silas. Maybe it would help with your arm. I will get you some. Oh, you don't want me to leave you with Bronwen? I can take you if you like. It's not yet sundown. Yes, that's another thing he said. Never drink it in the moonlight. As if. Come on then. I'll take you, if you're not too tired. You only need a little sip. Here we are. Isn't it lovely? Just the sound of the trickling water. It's so relaxing. Here, I have an acorn cap in my pocket. I'll fill it for you. There. Take a sip. Maybe it's magic. I told you, isn't it cool and refreshing? Energizing. Yes, I guess it is. Well, finish the cap. You were thirsty. I'm sorry. I should have given you some water at the brook. Now, little man, let's get you tucked up in my sewing box. The sun is starting to set. And there's not much light out here, unless we have a full moon. I don't want to trip on a root or something. Ah, Bronwen, you've got the fire going. Such a lovely warm glow. I believe there should be some leftover stew in the pot. Will you put it on to warm? Bronwen? Bronwen, snap out of it. Why do you look like that? And stop looking at our guest in that way. Well, what about him? I'm sorry. She's all agog about something. Looks different? No, he looks exactly the... I don't see it. Well, were you always that tall? I thought you were smaller, to be fair. And... well, you had more buttons on your shirt. You seem to have popped off. Were you not just reaching my ear, and now you're... Yes, you're reaching the top of my head. In fact, you're growing before our very eyes. I better set you on the floor. Here, jump into my hand. There. Step back, Bronwen. Oh my goodness. Your clothes. They're no more. Bronwen, quick, a blanket. I told you. Magic. Don't panic. Are you in pain? Just go with it. I'm sure it will abate soon. Well, look at you. The same height as me. And still growing. Steady yourself with the chair. I do hope you won't go through the ceiling. No, I feel it slowing. Yes. Stop crying, Bronwen. I think that's it. And, wow, you're taller than me. I have to look up to you. And I kind of like it.